Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news. Now today we have, hey yo man, we got folks getting banned, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting banned from Alaska, Alaska. Don't, please don't. Okay? I don't want no smoke. Right? We got folks, you know what I'm saying, kind of trying to clear Pras' name of being a snitch. We got Tyrese, how much he got to pay up, man. We got some old information about the lady that got Emmett Till killed, man. We're gonna talk about that. And we got Boosie on squashing his beef with T.I. Boosie apologizing, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Again, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source Show. If this is your first time to the channel, man, be sure to hit that like button if you feel any part of the content. We definitely appreciate that. That notification bell's waiting for your tap, so go on and give it a tap. And the subscribe button's waiting for your subscription, man. So go on and touch that too, yo, man. We ain't been able to get up with you yesterday and 2 days before that, man. But yeah, we here now. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man. You know what I mean? If you appreciate any part of the content, yo, check this out. Let's get right to it, man. Yo, check this out, man. There's a man. This guy's name is Jay Dion. I don't know his name. You know what I'm saying? JD Eon. I don't know. J Dion. How about we call him that? You know what I'm saying? The man essentially told Charleston White that he cannot step foot in Alaska, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cold out there, man. Them dudes is cold. Cold-blooded out there. You know what I'm saying? You kidding me, right? Look, I watched this whole video, and that's what all I was saying is like, is this a joke? Is this real? I can't tell. Take a look at this clip real quick of JD telling, you gonna eat that booger, lady? You gonna eat the booger? Somebody just drove past me, picking her nose. I'm wondering if she gonna eat it. Take a listen to this video real quick of dude telling Charleston White where he can't go. Take a listen real quick.
Banned from Alaska, my nigga. You banned. Alaska. Up north. Don't step foot in Alaska, my nigga. Don't step foot in Alaska, my nigga. I don't want to see you nowhere near.
Niggas in Alaska. You was in the military. I didn't know they had niggas up there. Oh, okay, buddy, no problem. Yeah. They say they didn't even know they had black people in Alaska. They're all niggas.
Yeah, well, shit, I'm a nigga and I'm up here. And guess what? You not coming. You the only nigga that's banned from Alaska. You not stepping foot. You step foot in Alaska, see what happens. You step foot in Alaska, see what happens. You step foot in Alaska, see what motherfucking happens. I'm not one to play with. We tired of this shit, bro. You speaking on King Von's name. You speaking on all our homies' names. Step foot in Alaska, see what happens.
Is it cold up there?
It's very cold.
Yeah. Listen, I like for my nuts to hang, so you ain't got to worry about me coming to Alaska, my guy. You don't have to be so aggressive. You just had said one time, I won't come. You don't worry about it. I won't come to Alaska, bro. Okay? You ain't got to be so aggressive, slapping your hands and things.
Okay.
Hey yo. Charleston looking the whole time like, man, I'm like, is this for real? Honestly, I can't tell if it's for real or not, because I was like, did the dude step off the camera just to laugh? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really tell. You know what I mean? And then the dude's from Alaska, so you don't know how they get down. You know what I mean? Because we don't really see dudes too often from Alaska, so we don't know how they get down. You know what I mean? They might get down in a way where you're like, like this dude's joking, and they up the sticks on you. And then you're like, oh, shoot, these dudes is cold for real. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, that was wild. I couldn't tell. Yo, but here's what I have heard, that in Alaska, they do got some of the most vicious gangs out there. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, a gang is a gang is a gang. Like a vicious like if you get murdered like in Alaska, that ain't no worse than getting murdered in Chicago. That ain't no worse than getting murdered in the Bronx. You see what I'm saying? You can get murdered in Atlanta. You can get murdered in LA. You know what I'm saying? You can get murdered in the nice parts of Idaho. Technically, if you got murdered in Idaho, technically Idaho was kind of too gangster for you. You see what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. Like wherever you get murdered, that place was super gangster for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, if you get robbed out in Utah, it was rough out in Utah for you. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. So it don't really matter. You know what Buckshot Shorty said? Buckshot Shorty said, F where you're from, it's about where you're at. You know what I mean? It don't matter whether it don't matter how gangster you are. If you go to Atlanta and they rob you out there, Atlanta was gangster for you. You know what I'm saying? Please don't hit my car. You know what I mean? Please don't hit the car. All right, check this out. We reported to you that Pras of the Fugees was found guilty on all 10 counts of working for a foreign government, but not making mention that he did so. Like, I think he's supposed to be mentioned that, like, he's a foreign agent or something like that. He didn't, okay? A lot of sites mention that Pras was an informant, which I could have sworn on the backup channel we stated that can't possibly be. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be an informant and then, you know what I mean? So let me make sure we clear this up as best as we possibly can, okay? According to Pras's publicists, they said this. They said, quote, Pras was never an FBI informant, okay? She said, it's not accurate, and quite frankly, it's dangerous to say that. If he was an informant, he wouldn't be on trial. The government does not prosecute and threaten its informants with more than 2 decades of jail time, close quote. Translation, the government is saying he certainly ain't one of us. You know what I'm saying? Now, they probably came out and said this because 50 and Kyrie characterized the man as a snitch, which, you know, in the rap game, being characterized as a snitch is the kiss of death. You know what I'm saying? And look, it should have been a red flag to most people because that you know, like if they got you as an informant, then they're not gonna now turn around and imprison you because then they won't have more informants. The whole idea of being an informant is that you don't get jail time. Like come on, you know what I'm saying? Where we at over here, man? Who's at my front door, man? Who's at my front door? Let's see who's at my front door. I don't know you, bro. I don't know you. You get away from my door. I should tell him get away from my door, but I'm recording right now. Let me scare you with this one right here. Tyrese has been ordered to pay child support to the tune of $636,000. Look, I think he was asked to pay a little bit less. But you know, remember he told us, like, he was like, what more do you want from me? Remember that? Then they said, look, we want damn near 626K more from you. Okay? The judge said May 15th as a due date for $258,000 of the money. But, okay, Tanya said, what, Tanya? I don't know. My bad, Tanya. Why I got Tanya written here? Tyrese says, you know, it could be pushed back once the appeal is filed or something like that. The judge made a point of saying that Tyrese has been paid child support all along, but not the $10K a month that he was supposed to pay. See, he had a court-ordered amount of $10K a month that he was supposed to pay. Instead, he was paying $2,236 a month. So the $236K represents the monthly difference that he owes, plus interest. Now, I think this is largely due to, the judge said, because he ain't paid, they considering that contempt of court, which is wild to me. So if you don't pay what the judge orders you to pay, you're held in contempt of court, which is nuts. He said the following, take a listen.
It's a big number, you know? How you holding up?
I'm inspired. It's not about me. What just happened today happens every day in the family law court system.
Okay.
Fathers have no rights, period. So the bigger the ass whooping that I get in court, the more it's going to shed light on what has been happening since the beginning of time. This is not about me. I will never not take care of my daughters, whether I'm with their mother or not. I will never not. But it's not okay to call us deadbeat dads when we're hustling, grinding, traveling, doing whatever it takes to put food on the table and take care of our families, which will cause us naturally to be physically away from our kids, and then that get used against us in court because the mother may be more available than you. And then when you don't have a job, when you're struggling and you're trying to pull it together, independent of a pandemic, we get emasculated when we're at home and we're out of a job. So at the end of the day, we just pulled out the biggest light imaginable on him, his conduct, him literally making up things on the fly. What he did as a sitting judge was literally abuse of power, egregious, and all the above. And that's it, man. There is no such thing as a little boy or little girl without at some point mommy and daddy getting together to make a decision. So I'm inspired because I believe that there's going to be a law, multiple laws in place in the city of Atlanta that will refer to Gibson and Gibson. Your Honor, that's wrong. Gibson and Gibson, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be able to make reference to case law pertaining to what's going to happen. And I'll do whatever it takes, and I'll spend whatever it takes to turn this all around. Not just on behalf of my daughters, but on behalf of every father who cannot afford proper representation or have any type of voice. So I'm not thinking about me. I'm really, really passionate about this. And just maybe God has created all these bad, perfect storms and scenarios for me to be a part of affecting change.
It seems odd that the lawyer gets more money than your child.
Yeah, well, right? That's $500,000
to the lawyer.
I had a prenuptial agreement. That's 2 law firms representing Samantha. The one and only check that she cut was 2.5 years ago for $7,500. And they just said, you don't have to pay us anything else, because they were banking on a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So congratulations to them. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to turn it all around.
All right, last question, man. Look, you got to pay by May 15th. Is that, you're gonna appeal that? You're fighting that, obviously.
We're gonna do whatever it takes. I can't go into any more specifics. I've shared all that I could share.
Sure.
But it's we're in a place, man, and that's it.
Are you prepared to pay it if you have to?
This is wild. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Look, from my vantage point, it definitely appears like children are given more to the mothers than the other way around. You know what I mean? So I had to go ask the interwebs. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's what the internet told me. It says, according to a study conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau in 2011, they found that among custodial parents who had child support agreement in place, 83% were mothers and 17% were fathers. But this statistic does not necessarily reflect custody decisions made by a court. Many custody arrangements were agreed upon by parents outside the courts. All right? Now, studies say that men are granted rights when they are often granted rights when they are seeking it, especially in the cases where mother has a history of substance abuse, mental health issues, and other factors. You know what I mean? That can negatively impact a child's well-being. So if you have a history of substance abuse, you already on the losing end of that battle. You know what I'm saying? Cut the drink, cut the drugs, or else face, you know what I mean? Like losing the battle of custody. You know what I'm saying? Let me just throw that out there to you. Let me do my shout outs real quick. Where we at over here, man? Let me see who we got over here. Yo, man. Shout out to where we at over here? King Blacks. King Black said, he said, Celeb, today is my birthday, April 29th, okay? He said, I'm going to join Celeb Source membership for my B-Day, and I'm going to give you your flowers on my B-Day. You the best. Hey, yo, man, we appreciate that, man. That really does mean a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? When you feed us, man, I can go get me a beef patty, man. So I definitely do appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to start setting aside money so that when, my day come around, I could do something right. You know what I mean? We definitely do appreciate that, man. Yo, shout out to the general. You know what I'm saying? To the general. You know what I mean? Of the legendary Smith & Wesson. Every time you come through is every time we're going to give you a shout out, sir. You know what I'm saying? My man said, the clip in the beginning of that other video. What is it? Call the gangster hotline and stuff like that. Yo, he said that joke was priceless. You know what I mean? Which it was. If you missed it, you got to go check out the Don Lemon video, man. You know what I mean? And see what video the general's talking about, man. And lastly, man, shout out to Todd Nelson. Todd Nelson says, Celeste Sauce, she said, aren't you a teacher? Help some of these people in the comments with their grammar and spellings. You know what I'm saying? She said, spell check, y'all. Ty, I don't really want to hurt the people, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to harass the people about their spelling. I mean, if you got this far, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, Ty said correct y'all spelling out here in these streets. Check this out. Let's wrap this bad boy up, man. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Check this out, man. Yeah, so, we had Harry Belafonte die earlier in the week. Then we had Jerry Springer die. And then we had Emmett Till's killer die. She was the one responsible for Emmett Till being killed. Her name was Carolyn Bryant, okay? She died a few days ago, man. And you know me, I'm over here like good riddance, okay? And here's the comedy, man. Wait till she see that Jesus is colored. You know what I'm saying? The woman was privileged to live outside of prison till 88 years old. But racism itself is a prison from which people cannot experience real joy nor peace. So even though she lived outside of prison, she was still kind of imprisoned. You know what I'm saying? I was checking it out in Willie D's comment section. Somebody said, if there's a hell, may she show up with gasoline drawers on. There's definitely a hell. You know what I'm saying? I was over here like, word. Now, another person said, her tombstone should be in the shape of a toilet seat. Word. Once again. Lastly, another person said, so much for reaping what you sow. She lived to be 88 years old. All that praying and she lived and thrived. Think about it, Christians. Religion at its best. Disappointing. Don't be coming for Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Look, what's disappointing is a lot more of us that ain't dead for some of the stuff that we did that was the same, if not worse, than what that lady did. You know what I'm saying? Please think of all the unborn fetuses that have been pulled apart and erased to death in the name of fear and convenience. I ain't really want to go there, but bruh, go pump your brakes. You know what I'm saying? Look, listen, when I was younger, I tried to cleverly suggest to a woman that she should erase a child I thought she would have, because it would cost me my convenience. You know what I'm saying? Which at that time made me no better than Carolyn Bryant as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? In my book. Listen, a lot of us are disappointing. You know what I mean? And to think that she should die and we should live, while I understand the sentiment, all of us are pretty horrible in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Now, look, all of us are measuring morality with broken rulers. That's the weird part about us. And as far as the Most High is concerned, all of us, not just her, are ripe for hell. You know what I'm saying? All of us have violated the infinite law of an infinite God, and as a result should justifiably deserve an infinite punishment. Fortunately, we got the blood of an infinite God that satisfies the infinite requirement of our rebelliousness. You understand what I'm saying, man? And if you don't know, Christ's blood pays for your sins, and your blood pays. But if you pay with your own blood, you'll be paying for forever. That's why people remain in hell forever, eternally. You see what I'm saying? You're like, I ain't tuning for all this. Well, you got it. It's too late. You know what I'm saying? And look, since dude brought it up, no, I can't stand no Carolyn Bryant. And I am also well aware of the fact that a lot of us ain't too much better. So please, I don't like her, but a lot of us ain't better. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of racist people right now that would love to do what she did and have done things similar to what she did. It just didn't result in the death of people, but it could have under different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And finally, I'm sure I made a lot of people upset, but guess what? People are gonna be, you know what my mother told me? My mother told me, people are just gonna be upset. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it is what it is. You probably was gonna get mad sooner or later. I might as well be the one to get you there. Now listen, I don't know if you remember, right? But T.I. had made this statement about putting some kind of charge on, pushing off some kind of charge on his cousin that was deceased, okay? Boosie was absolutely disgusted about that. As far as Boosie was concerned, that was a snitch move, and he'd be damned if he was associated with a snitch. The two was prepped to have an album drop and all that. But Boosie was like, I'm not having none of that. T.I. invited him to a paperwork party to prove that he ain't really a snitch and that he was just embellishing a little bit, okay? The whole thing was rather weird, if you ask me. Now, you're like, well, we ain't asked. Really? That's what we doing? Anyway, Boosie has sat down with DJ Vlad. For some strange reason. I don't know why. How is he gonna have an issue with like snitches and all that, and then sit down with DJ Vlad all the time? I don't know. Anyway, because maybe DJ Vlad pays, but then T.I. would have paid like with the money from the music that they would have. Anyway, Boosie sat down with DJ Vlad and provided what happened when the two got on the phone. This is what he said. He said, "We got kids that love each other, man." He said, we was going back and forth. He spoke about how he felt. I spoke about how I felt. And I gave him an apology. Yeah, I gave him an apology. He ain't sounding too happy when he said that either. He said, I gave him an apology because the things he was doing for me in my life at the time, I kind of felt bad. He was doing some real ish, helping me in a lot of ways. When he explained it to me, we got by it. He said, Tip said it was a form of embellishment. We ain't let the internet bring us out our character. Close quote. Well, I mean, look, I'm always one for folks airing out their differences, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to airing out their ops, you know what I'm saying? I think it was good for the two of them to kind of be able to see eye to eye, man, and really kind of look past a lot of the nonsense. I mean, I understand the idea that if you are into crime and you don't like snitches because technically snitches would have you locked up. I mean, I get that part, you know what I mean? But I'm also about the good of society and what's beneficial for society. You see what I'm saying? And to me, crime ain't beneficial for society. So, yeah, like, Like, but I guess a snitch is just as bad because a snitch is part of the crime culture, so they was also part of it. So, you know what I mean? Like what are you like? How are you committing a crime and then ratting on your whatever? Self-preservation. That's probably what that's the right. Like, if you commit crime, then why would self-preservation be against your morals? Self-preservation should be number one. If you commit crime, you about self-preservation. You see what I'm saying? So how was somebody gonna get mad at a snitch when he was just preserving himself? That's the number one rule of crime: self-preservation, ain't it? You're like, no, loyalty is. Well, but what loyalty to your community that might have helped you out, that might have been around for you when you grew up, when you was a child? Like, come on, get your morals intact, whatever. Yo, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source, Celeb News.